Good Friday, April 8th. Well, we saw highs today in the upper 80s and low 90s across the valley spots. But let's take a look at a few of the records that were broken. Downtown Sacramento reaching a high of 92, breaking the old record of 91. Not quite there for Sac Executive Airport, but Stockton got to 94 degrees, breaking that old record of 90. So a lot of spots here getting into the 90s or close to the 90s today. But what's new? Well, we're looking at strong winds in the forecast as we roll through the weekend, as well as strong wind gusts as high as about 45 to even maybe 50 miles per hour in areas like the coastal range and even the valley, seeing 35 to 45 mile per hour winds. That could create fire danger for us, as we are going to see a red flag warning taking effect starting tomorrow morning. That's Saturday morning, lasting through Sunday night. What's next? Well, we could see rain and showers in the forecast. I know it's such a mixed bag out there as we have dry conditions, record heat over the last few days, and now we're talking again about rain and potentially snow showers. So yeah, it's all in the forecast for us in a matter of 3 days. Now, a fire weather warning that'll be in effect is from Redding all the way down to portions of the San Joaquin Valley, just the western side there of the valley near Stockton. The rest, though, of portions of San Joaquin Valley, including the Tracy Triangle extending over towards San Jose, is seeing a wind advisory that'll be in effect for stronger winds there. But this is the primary location where we're more concerned for fire danger, just based on the fuels that are available. I'm talking about the agriculture, the grassland areas as well, and how strong these winds are being funneled into the valley from the northwest. Now, we will see the strong winds along the coastline, Mendocino National Forest as well. And we do have some strong winds or high wind warning that'll be in effect around Yosemite as we start moving on toward Monday. But we do have a trough in place that's going to elevate these winds for us and also bring us some rain after the winds stop. Now, the high pressure system that has been in place has kept us dry, but it's also been bringing us those very warm temperatures overhead. Those temperatures not just for Northern California, but even Southern California, breaking records. Some of those temperatures getting to about 100 degrees. So it has been very warm, very hot out there for the beginning of April. Now, we do have a low pressure system just offshore. It's going to create this very deep trough. And what I mean by trough is this is the ridge, the rainbow there. And then the trough approaching is that big U that usually comes and sweeps in a lot of that low pressure, including cooler air from the north, but also brings in some moisture. As that approaches us on Monday, we could expect to see some rain as well as some snow showers for some of the higher elevations. So let's take a look at the winds first. They're going to start coming in on Saturday morning. We're talking as high as almost 30 miles per hour for Oroville. The stronger winds a little further north starting off on Saturday and then increasing Sunday toward the further south areas around San Joaquin Valley. But we're looking at 15 to 25 mile per hour winds in the valley overall. Getting to about 5:30 p.m. some of the stronger winds on Saturday, and then even the overnight hours, we still continue to have sustained winds that are pretty strong, 10 to 20 miles per hour even overnight. As we get to 4:30 a.m., you're looking about 22 mile per hour winds in Sacramento. Things are going to be blowing around. Make sure you bring in, maybe you had an umbrella in over the last few days. It was hot outside. You want to bring some of those things in so they're not blowing about. But also pollen. That is going to be one of those things that's going to create a huge issue for you if you have allergies out there, really moving a lot of that pollen about. And we do have a high to elevated risk there for some pretty bad allergy threats over the weekend. Now, along with some of the strong winds, you also have to remember that anything that sparks could move very quickly. And that's the biggest concern and why we're seeing a red flag warning that will be in place throughout the entire weekend, the entirety of it. Just not only because it's strong winds, but it's a weekend. A lot of people are recreating. A lot of people may be out for the weekend as well, so we want to keep that in mind. Looking at Sunday, 11 p.m., still a little strong on the coastline there for the winds. Things slow down, but we still see the stronger winds pushing over the ridge here of the Sierra Nevada mountains into Nevada, and then even portions of Yosemite. Looking at those winds. Now let's take a look at what we can expect after this happens. We get nice, hot, sunny days in the upper 70s, low 80s, and then finally this. We start to see the first look here at some of that precipitation reaching Truckee, South Lake Tahoe areas at 4 a.m. on Monday. Most of the moisture still in the northwest corner of the state and moving through areas like Oregon. And then we start to see this, a little bit more of that rain pushing for areas of the foothills. And just in the valley, barely squeaking by, but a lot of spots. I just have the notion that we may not get as much rain as everyone else, so just be prepared for the potential for rain and then showers in the afternoon. Now, along the coastline, looks like they get some nice rain, and then most of that passing through. We do have one more chance at this point to see some more rain in the forecast. That could be Thursday and even Friday morning. Now, taking a look at the lower foothills for your Saturday, we will see temperatures dropping off a little cooler than we were today. We'll be in the upper 60s to low 70s, Ione at 76, and Truckee, South Lake Tahoe here dropping as much as 8 degrees. Today we saw highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. We'll see them at low 60s for Truckee, South Lake Tahoe on Saturday. Now, also looking at these temperatures dropping, take a look at this massive drop as we move from Saturday to Monday. We're expecting snowfall, a high of 35, and then the overnight lows drop significantly from Monday to Tuesday, but we're still in April, so of course we're expecting to see spring-like conditions continue after this. Things heat up, so even if we do get some snow, we don't expect it to last very long. Temperatures have been rising. A lot of the runoff has already happened, and we don't expect it to be sticking around much longer. If you are headed toward the Bay Area, low 80s, mid 70s Vallejo, as well as San Jose, Santa Cruz, 79 in Gilroy, 64 in San Francisco. The San Joaquin Valley will see some of these highs in the upper 70s and low 80s, and we'll also see something very similar for Sacramento, around the low 80s and upper 70s. And looking at that 10-day forecast, this is where we start to see that mixed bag play a part in the temperature outlook, as we see those mid 70s dropping to low 60s Monday with rain. We see a few more 60s and gradually increasing back into the 70s Thursday and Friday. Take note there that we do have that chance for showers and some rain in the forecast, and then we may get back right into the 70s once again for the following week.